Euro reaches 4-month high. Stocks gain on EU talks. Markets wrap. Yahoo Canada Finance. UAE successfully launches its HOPE probe on a mission to Mars. Engadget. 2 more flights with COVID-19 at Vancouver International Airport as air travel concerns continue. Straight.com. Breaking. Tesla Model Y leasing available. Tesla pulls another demand lever on its best-selling vehicle, Clean Technica. Test case on virus insurance payouts to begin. BBC News. Asian shares stumble ahead of EU summit. US stimulus talks. Reuters. Can Saudi Arabia extend the OPEC deal until 2022? Oilprice.com. Ex-Nissan boss Ghosn says Renault-Nissan results pathetic. Investing.com. Many Swift current businesses named as possible COVID-19 exposure points. DiscoverMoosJaw.com. Man arrested after refusing to wear mask at Tim Hortons.